Okay, so how much should you be spending on marketing? And for this episode, I actually want to challenge this mindset that is you can't or shouldn't invest in marketing until everything is ready or profitable. And what I want to help you replace it with is marketing is how you create revenue. It's basically a controlled investment tied to learning and growth, and it's not usually a gamble unless you are going into debt. And I will be talking about that. But my name is Andrea Pearson. I want to welcome you to my show. Whether you're a business owner, a creator, or anyone who refuses to settle like me, this show challenges common ways of thinking so that you can achieve success in all areas of life. And I do talk about pretty much all areas of life. So welcome to the show, and I hope you can find some value here today. So my goal is not to go into marketing and to acronyms and definitions. I love marketing. I watch marketing videos all the time. And even I, who love marketing, I get overwhelmed when people are like ROA, ROS and ROAS. And I mean, I know what all these acronyms and all these definitions are, but if me, somebody who loves marketing, gets a little bit overwhelmed when I see all of these things out there, then I absolutely know that a lot of people will. And this episode is about marketing, so this is going to be geared to more towards my business owners and entrepreneurs. But before I get into marketing and the topic, actually, this is part of marketing. No amount of marketing will overcome a business that is poorly run. So if you struggle with communicating with your customers, if you struggle with showing up when you're going to say you're going to show up, if you struggle with finishing the job on time, staying to budget, if you struggle with anything that would result in somebody saying that your business is poorly run, then your marketing is going to fail. It doesn't matter how much money you spend on marketing if you cannot get people to believe in your business or to believe that you offer value and that your business is worth investing in and repeating, then your business will not succeed. Because a lot of businesses, they get that forward momentum through reviews and through word of mouth, referrals, things like that. And if you can't run your business successfully or well, then you're not going to be marketing. You should not be marketing because it's going to be a waste of money. So basically, before we get into this marketing stuff, take a look at how you run your business. If you're not running it very well, then focus on getting rid of the barriers that might be causing you to run it poorly. So for example, if you struggle with communication, then hire somebody to help you, or I don't know, not everybody's great at communicating, but find a way to overcome that barrier, whether that be having somebody help you with it or making a commitment to yourself to do it better. And I can actually do a future episode on that topic itself. But okay, so let's get into the business. So if you're just barely starting your business, barely starting your business, then you're going to want to focus on free stuff. So tell people that you started this business, that you're doing this. And I'm going to say right now, moms and people who really, really love you and have a vested interest in you emotionally, like a parent, they are great for this. My mom did so much free advertising for me, not free ad. I'm not going to look at her and be like, you're a marketing attribute. My mom was a huge benefit to me when I started my author business and when I started my coaching business, all of that stuff. My mom was phenomenal. And, you can, once you get somebody like that in your corner, you want to keep them there, right? They're really, really great. So that's going to be like a parent or, a partner or a spouse, somebody like that, right? So tell people that you have started a business so that they can do word of mouth advertising for you. They're going to be super excited for you. Then you're going to want to be asking for referrals and reviews, because once you do get started, the most important customer is the customer you have, not a future customer. And your goal has to be to keep your customers, not to gain new ones. So again, treat your customers really, really well. Make sure you're running your business really well. And if you know that you've done a really good job for that person, ask them to post a review, ask them to refer you to other people, ask them to post in their social media groups and online and stuff like that. So that's free, right? Also, create a Google business profile. Google offers so many tools to business owners for free. It's really, really awesome. So look into that, get that going. Also, and then last, what I want to talk about is social media. Now, social media is a really, really tricky thing, especially for business owners. Many business owners struggle with social media. It's not their favorite thing that they do with their business. And I happen to be one of those people. I do not love being on social media, but social media is pretty much where everything is. And my recommendation with that is don't spread yourself too thin. Pick one social media site that you will stick with, and then stick with it. So post on there frequently, regularly, and it doesn't have to be don't overthink it. Just include an image of what you are doing, what you're currently working on, what your business like something that represents your business, and then one or two sentences. And don't overcomplicate it. Just keep things simple. Just make sure that you are posting regularly. Now, remember, your first customers are not going to come from ads. They're going to come from your relationships and your reputation. And by reputation, I mean like people who know your friends, your family. Are you reliable? Are you trustworthy? They're going to help you spread the word. So your first customers come from ads, or don't come from ads. They don't come from spending money. It's basically free. And okay, so now if you're established and you've been running your business for a while and you're not brand new, then your goal should be 5 to 10% of your gross revenue. So when you're spending your marketing, like trying to pick a marketing budget, and yes, you do need a marketing budget. You've got to actually have an idea for how much you're going to spend. Otherwise, you're either not going to spend enough or you're going to end up spending too much. So set down. How much did you spend, or how much did you pay on taxes? Like, what was your actual revenue last year? And it could be, I go by gross because okay, so let me explain gross and net. So gross, I like to think of it like I hate giving money to the IRS. It's kind of gross. It's gross that I have to give some of my money away. And I mean, I'm fine with some taxes, right? But gross revenue is what you bring in before you give money to a corrupt government or a government that's bloated, right? So it's gross revenue. It's the gross stuff that you have. Net is what your net, like this fishing net, is what you take home. It's the stuff that falls into the net that you're able to take home. It's your safety net, and a lot of the business owners I run into, like even I sometimes forget gross and net, right? So your marketing budget should be 5 to 10% of your gross revenue, because you don't go off of net, because marketing is part of gross. Marketing is going to take away from net. So net is what you take home, or what the profit of the business after all expenses. Marketing is an expense, and so it comes off of your gross revenue. So if you're established, 5 to 10%. So if you're established, start with the easy stuff, the stuff that I already mentioned. So word of mouth, reviews, referrals, all of those things you should be working with just as part of your business system. Now, the next thing, so 5 to 10%, do not go into debt to market your business. That is such a big, big mistake that I see a lot of business owners do. They're like, well, I believe in my business, so I'm going to use debt. The problem is debt is like, it has to be paid back, and usually at an interest, and so you're not actually making the money you think you're making. So if your business is growing, use the revenue to grow your business. Don't go into debt to grow your business, because that takes on a lot of risk, and you can't predict the future. Nobody could have predicted COVID. A year before COVID happened, nobody knew. Well, some people I'm sure knew something was going to happen. My husband, he works with infectious diseases. He knew something was going to happen because he could see the uptick in lab. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Anyway, people cannot usually predict something that's going to happen, like the 2008 market crash, COVID, these kinds of stuff. So don't take on debt. That increases the amount of risk in your business, which is really, really risky and really dangerous for business owners. So don't use debt to market. And then track your expenses. Track how much you're spending where, and how much revenue it's bringing in. And that's a whole topic for a whole different episode. So I'm not going to get into that too much in detail right now, but make sure you're paying attention to where you're spending your money and where your business is coming from. So if your business is coming from Google Ads and you're spending money on Google Ads, then those ads are probably beneficial. And again, we can get into that later. Don't spend money on ads that aren't making you any money. Okay, so marketing, I want to give you there's two definitions. I said I wasn't going to go into definitions, but marketing and sales. I want to help you guys understand the difference between marketing and sales. Marketing is letting the world know you exist, that your business exists. Sales is convincing the world or your potential customers to buy from you and not your competitors, right? So marketing is telling people you exist. Sales is convincing them to buy from you. So when you're marketing your sales, you've got to get into the sales side of things a little bit too, because your ad copy is going to be it's going to be a lot of sales. So marketing is the ad telling people you exist. Your ad copy is the sales. So that's something, again, for a different video, but just make sure you're tracking stuff, test things out, see what works, and compare it with other stuff to see if it works better than the other things, and obviously do the stuff that works. Okay? So yeah, you're like, thank you, Andrea. I would not have known that, but you would be surprised how hard it is for business owners to actually, because again, not everybody has a marketing brain, and sometimes even I want to set it and forget it, but marketing sometimes doesn't work that way, and it's really easy to continue spending money on something that is not working because I have to go in and I have to tweak things, and so just be careful with where you're spending your money, and don't let it become like a leak in your system. Basically take action. If you know it's not working, then shut it off, okay? And don't stress yourself over tweaking everything if that's too overwhelming right now. Just shut it off and start something else when you have the emotional energy. My last bit of advice on this one is to treat every single customer as if they are a golden customer, as if they are going to be your ticket to a massively successful business. So I want to tell you a little bit about one of my contractors. His name is Jason, and Jason with Rock Creations, and he's here local in Utah. He's done a lot of our rock work in our yard. We've put in a bunch of retaining walls. That man is one of the best business owners I have ever come across. And I know he doesn't like marketing. He does not have a brain for marketing. He struggles with all of that stuff, and that is totally fine because Jason runs his business very, very well. That man is the best communicator I've ever had when it comes to contractors. He comes when he says he's going to come, and if he's going to be late, he lets me know he's going to be late. And he's an insanely hard worker, very, very hard worker. He doesn't, so there's nothing wrong with having a large team, but sometimes clients and customers, they feel like they slip between the cracks when a contractor has a team and the contractor is sending the team out and not coming out themselves. And that's not something that Jason does. He maintains a very small crew, which I absolutely love. You get to know his crew very well because they're so, they're always there. It's just really great. And I don't have anything against contractors having teams. Sometimes that's important, but you need to make sure that the team that you're sending represents your company really well, because your future business depends on how that team treats that customer. And Jason communicates, he does the work. He's an insanely hard worker. And because of how good he is, I've become one of his best referral systems. And I'm one of those, I guess you could call me a golden customer, where when I find a contractor who does really good work for me, who communicates well, who shows up when they say they're going to show up, who tells me when they're not going to show up, who does really good work, sticks to budget, sticks to the timeline, I become a spokesperson basically for that person. And I have become a spokesperson for Jason. I post on social media for him every few months because I'm like, this man I believe in him and I believe in his company, and I want his company to succeed because he is such a good person and he is so good at his business. And if you treat every single customer as if they could be me like that, then you are potentially, it's just good business. And if you treat a customer like me poorly, I am not going to be doing word of mouth refers and reviews. I don't post negative reviews. I won't do that kind of stuff. But I also will not become a spokesperson for your company. And so basically, when you go into a job, treat that customer as if they could be the next person who will tell everybody they know about your business. And I have a large network of, I've got a lot of connections. And so I've generated a lot of customers for Jason. And I love and appreciate that man so much. And he's become a good friend because of how he's just amazing. He's really good. So if you, I wish I could put you guys in contact with Jason so that, you can get work from him or get advice from him. He's just a really, really solid business owner. So once you've been marketing for a while, basically, like I said earlier, focus only on what works. And if you'd like to know how to know what is working for you, reach out. I would absolutely love to go through your stuff with you and help you figure out, where you should be putting your efforts, what money you should be spending and where. I love this kind of stuff. It's really, really fun for me. So thank you so much, guys, for watching and listening. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the like and the subscribe button. And if you're on YouTube, that bell icon so you can be alerted to future videos. And please post a review when you get a chance, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.